Hi everybody, this is Liam Martin from Running Remote, and in today's video we are going to be talking about 5 major reasons why working from home doesn't have to suck. I really believe that once you go remote, you'll stay remote, and this is backed up by a lot of the survey data that we see inside of the industry. If you don't know me, my name is Liam Martin. I'm from Running Remote, which is the largest conference on building and scaling remote teams, which unfortunately was canceled because of the coronavirus, and we are rescheduling towards a later date. But in the interim, I'm really trying to make sure that I'm educating people as much as humanly possible that working from home, or quote unquote telework, is not as scary as you might think. In reality, actually, it's really freaking awesome. So let's get into it. So number 1, remote work is actually the most requested employee perk for millennials, and I think they're called Generation Zers, out of any other employee perk in the industry or in the HR world. So that's what people are asking for more than anything else. And there's a lot of statistics to show that most people in the tech industry have been working from home for years. We have about 100 plus remote employees in 36 different countries all over the world, and we've been working beautifully for almost 10 years. It is not that difficult to be able to work remotely, and a lot of the people that you probably see in the tech industry have probably worked remotely in their past at one point, or they are really excited about working remotely and excited about this type of opportunity. So don't think it's something negative. It's actually something that's gonna be really, really positive, and most young people already want it really badly. And to that point, a recent statistic that I saw off of the Buffer State of Remote Work report found that 95% of people that go remote don't actually want to go back to an in-office model. So that's a really good indicator that, listen, yes, you're gonna have to go remote. Yes, this is something that unfortunately you're being told to do, but in reality, it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's a huge amount of advantages in comparison to the on-premise model. For employers, remote workers are on average 20% more productive than their on-premise counterparts, and they're 30% more cost-effective than their on-premise counterparts. Why? Well, remote workers usually don't have to take that really long, crappy commute to and from the office every single day, which on average is about 90 minutes out of the average workday, at least in the United States. It's a lot longer in other countries. Also, you don't have to buy them office equipment. You don't have to put them in an office lease. There's just a lot of stuff that makes them not only a lot more efficient, but also a lot more cost-effective than their on-premise counterparts. So if you're an employer right now thinking about deploying a large-scale remote work agreement, it's definitely going to make sense from a dollar and cents perspective. Remote workers are also 35% faster to hire than their on-premise counterparts, and they have a 25% higher retention rate than on-premise counterparts. So those are 2 really critical pieces of information. 25% higher retention rate, I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things that a lot of HR managers are really trying to focus on. On average in the United States, it costs about $41,000 to be able to replace an employee that quits or is fired by their employer. So if you can extend that, it's absolute gold. And remote workers stay about 25% longer than their on-premise counterparts because they're happier, they're better, they're more efficient at their jobs, you like them more as workers, and they're better looking, definitely. Also, remote work was growing exponentially before this crappy coronavirus thing even popped up. On average, last year, 4% of the US workforce was working full-time remote, and that was projected to be 50% by one study says 2027 and another study says 2028. I think this is unfortunately going to be a way for a lot of people to get access to remote work that wouldn't have otherwise gone into it right off the bat, but it's definitely something that was on this upward trajectory, this exponential curve, and unfortunately this coronavirus has just literally moved that timetable up a bit. But In the grand scheme of things, remote work is the new way to be able to work. And thankfully for you watching this video and hopefully a couple other videos on this channel, you're going to become educated on how to be able to execute on this strategy quickly and easily so that you can get your company up and running on a remote model. So if you have any questions, please put them down in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. Helps out the algorithm quite a bit. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down. And if you really like this video, why don't you subscribe to this YouTube channel? It's completely free and we talk about this weird stuff all day long.